Hello everyone and welcome to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm going to do a reading for the sign of Aquarius for the month of May 2023. I hope all my Aquarius friends are doing well out there. As you know, this is a general reading, so there will be parts that may not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do resonate and leave the rest for someone else. I've already meditated on the cards. I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today. In the past position, we have the Ten of Swords, clarified by the Seven of Wands. In the obstacle position, we have the Page of Cups, clarified by the Page of Wands. In the present position, we have the Hermit, clarified by the Empress. And in the future outcome position, we do have the King of Cups, clarified by Temperance. So let's get right into the spread. In the past position, there was clearly a bit of a disappointment because you have the Ten of Swords. I would actually not use the word disappointment. I would actually say, it was a pretty significant event where you felt like you were stabbed in the back, because we do see this person lying with 10 swords in the back, and swords oftentimes represent words. So when someone speaks negatively behind you, it can actually sometimes feel quite real, like a physical pain, if you will. That is because an emotion that you have is dying, and so it does feel real that maybe a small, tiny itty bitty part of you is kind of dying, and a new part is being born. A part that is more aware, a part that is more cautious, if you will. So you do have the Ten of Swords in the past position, which is a great position for it to be. You want it to be in the past. The worst is over. The storm has passed. You are building a completely new situation, new relationships, new environment for yourself in which you're going to flourish and have an amazing, wonderful life. However, the Ten of Swords is still kind of having a lingering effect. And so it's important to check in with yourself and to realize, are you still kind of looking towards the past? Because it's important not to allow the past to control your present. The present is the most important. The present is where all the power resides. The power to be on, the power to manifest, the power to be aware. Because when you are absent-minded, or you're too dreamy, or you're too traumatized and you're thinking towards the past, you are not building the future. Because the only way you can build the future is to be incredibly, exceptionally, strongly present. And so that requires, a lot of training and exercise, so that you remind yourself that the present is where you have to focus all of your attention. The Ten of Swords is not a very pleasant card. However, it shows us that you are receiving a lot of growth, and growth is going to bring you success, because growth, brings about progress. That is exactly what you want. You also have the Seven of Wands in the clarifying position, so definitely tells me that you were letting go of something. You were quite a bit defensive, and you were trying to kind of remain in control, but it does look like the situation turned out in such a way that you just decided to leave it behind and kind of start a new cycle, if you will. We do see that the Page of Cups is in the challenging position, so be careful when you are offered something, Aquarius, because there may be some kind of catch behind that offer, if you will. So you definitely want to pay attention as much as you can, and realize that not everything that is offered to you is actually a great thing. And you do have some experience, and some of you quite a lot of experience, where you're able to differentiate between, which offers are going to work for you and, create an amazing situation for you, or which, offers look amazing at first glance, and sound amazing at first glance. But if you just look a little under the surface, you'll see that it actually requires way more work, way more time, way more energy, and so on, from you, dear Aquarius. You also have the Page of Wands in the clarifying position. So there's something, when you have pages, both pages, like there's two pages in the obstacle position, it's telling me that there's some kind of a process that you still have not mastered yet. There's some kind of thought, maybe process, there's some kind of emotional process, there's some kind of perspective that you have not mastered yet. What that means is there's not enough depth to it. So like when you increase your knowledge, increase your experience, you increase the depth, think about school, when you walk into school, what do you know on first grade, and how much do you know when you leave school in your last grade, right? You're still sort of the same person, but your skills have developed tremendously, and so when you have the pages, both of them in the obstacle position, there's something about your emotional process that requires a little bit of tweaking, adapting, maybe a change in perspective. The good thing is you have the King of Cups in the future outcome position, which is really good news because by the end of the month you've really mastered something very crucial, very important. And what happened is you have this moment of contemplation, which is great. The Hermit is great because he focuses on wisdom. He's like, okay, I need to increase my depth. I need to increase my understanding. I need to have a stronger grasp on this concept or that concept. And so the Hermit kind of stands aside and finds that answer from within. You start to kind of closing off the outside noise, the noise from, relatives, friends, co-workers, and then you just listen to the inside noise. What's the noise that's coming from the inside? Other than, repetitive thoughts and panicking, there's also some wisdom coming from within. There's also some inspiration coming from within, because the divine honors you. So, you were created for a reason, to inspire people around you, and to be inspired by everything that is around you as well. So for those moments, in order to kind of define the inspiration, define the wisdom, define the way you look at life, sometimes you need a moment of solitude so that you can truly hear that inner guidance coming from within. And so the Hermit in that regard is very, very, very important, and he has the star with him because he has the knowledge. He is the guide that others look up to. And Aquarius, you are beyond smart. In a lot of ways, you are an inspirational figure to many people around you. No, not everyone's going to tell you that. No, not everyone's going to come up and say you're amazing. And I know it's like, well, why not? And so I don't know. I mean, sometimes people are shy, and sometimes people just assume that. But the Hermit card is really, really good because it's making you grow from a page to a king. This is power. This is you coming into your power. And what you needed was a little bit of a hermit, if you will. We do see the Empress, which is a great card in the clarifying position. The Empress is all about taking on responsibility. So you're looking and thinking and wondering, what sort of, how much responsibility, you'll be taking on, should you be taking on that responsibility and stuff like that, because the Empress is all about creation. And when you create something, you are responsible for for it. You can be creating an actual human. You can be creating a family. You can be creating a business. You can be creating a project. You can be creating renovation. You can be creating, I don't know, friendships. You can be creating circles of, like where people gather and connect. You can be doing many different kinds of things. But, the Empress is all about responsibility and also power. So responsibility actually gives you freedom. It gives you freedom because you do become much wiser, because you do become in control of your emotions. The King of Cups tells me that you are resolving something that needed to be resolved quite a long time ago. You are coming to a good moment. I think the end of May is going to be really great for you, really a start of a positive kind of streak, a positive road that's going to lead you to an amazing progress of realization of your goals and support of your values, and that is going to increase the enjoyment of your life, amazingly. Now, the King of Cups, this is just a reminder, when he deals with bad energy, he remains strong. He does not allow other people's bad energy to sway him, to influence him, to change him up, or kind of mess him up in the way of his thinking. He stands strong. And so it's, really great that you have the King of Cups, because you have graduated to a whole new level of your emotions. You have come into real power. The difficulties that you've had were a step to power. You cannot achieve power without difficulty. You have to have power, and in order to have power, you have to go through a moment of growth. And the Hermit is really, an amazing step also for you to look on the inside and to see, what is the inner guidance kind of letting you know, what is that intuitive feeling telling you about what's happening around you. The Temperance is just a reminder to take things cautiously and be kind to yourself. Be kind to people around you. Be patient. Everything is going to happen the way it's supposed to happen. As long as you remember that you are protected, and you are here, like your life is not an audition for the afterlife. You're supposed to live to the fullness, as much as you can, if you will. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense to you. So, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to forgive. It's okay to be kind to yourself. Just remember, take this opportunity, take this life, and just go for it. It's okay to learn. It's okay to sometimes, go through difficult, dark times of the soul, as I call them, because then you come back around and you have another chance. Remember, we live in like a spiral, so you'll have chances that will be presented to you, especially because the universe works with you. So if something hasn't been completed in your past, it's going to circle back around as another person, as another situation, and then you're going to figure out a solution. So the biggest thing is, don't beat yourself up. You are amazing. You are the star. You are a guide to the rest of the zodiac signs, because you truly are one of a kind, dear Aquarius. But let's see what we can clarify with the ancestor and angel oracle cards that I pulled. I actually pulled one card, and we have the sun. So, you know, enjoy success and happiness, because you are amazing, like I've previously mentioned. I've also pulled a mystical wisdom card, which is all about animal bonds. Stand up for all animals. Definitely, you know, animals are very much guides. So connecting with animals helps you naturally raise your vibration, but also kind of receive messages from the other side. You know, I oftentimes think that my cat is my grandmother, honestly. Like, 'cause she watches over me. I don't know if I'm crazy, but I do kind of believe that animals protect us, that animals watch over us, and that animals choose us, you know, to kind of sort of to be in our lives. I also wanted to mention something to you when it comes to emotions. I recently discovered through an astrologer, she recommended Green Hope Farm, and so I don't know if you can see, it's Wildflower Collection, Green Hope Farm. So if you Google Green Hope Farm in New Hampshire, they'll come up flower essences. When my emotions get the better of me and I just, you know, can't, sometimes, you know, in life, if something happens or you go through difficulties, you just feel completely out of control emotionally. And so what I do is, when I discovered this farm, I purchased some flower essences. For example, I purchased a flower essence that's called Loving What Is. And I will put some drops, like 10 drops, 20 drops. You can't take too many. I will take some of these drops and I'll put them in a glass, you know, of water. And you know what I noticed? And you know, I've like given the flower essences to my friends, to my coworkers, but what I've noticed personally, they all love it. But what I've noticed personally is it makes my emotions much easier. Like, they're not crushing me, you know what I mean? Sometimes we feel so strongly that the emotion starts to take over. And so for me, the flower essences kind of helped me deal with things a little bit easier, because my emotions are not so powerfully just, you know, taking over. And I thought I would mention to you, in case you know someone who may need some holistic, you know, kind of holistic way of solving something in their life, because flower essence is not a medication. It does not interfere with any medications, and I believe it's only sold in the United States too. I don't think it's sold worldwide, but it does help, and it also helps my animals as well. It's a really great resource. They have 3 different sections you can purchase: for mind, for body, or for soul. You know, if you want more abundance, I purchased that one as well, if you want more love. But also, if your back hurts, or your heart hurts, or your lungs hurt, or your kidneys hurt, you know, it helps with that as well, so you can like study the website. But what it is they electrically, the flower essence will kind of change up your electrical field. And I don't know, it tremendously helps me a lot. So I thought I would mention that to you if you are interested in that type of stuff. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Please don't forget to visit me on Instagram. And I think that's it. So yeah, thank you so much. I will talk to you soon.